In this video, we are going to build an enclosure for our Caiman lizard, assemble 22 reptile cages, work on socializing our white throat monitor, and then after this, we will go into the garden where we are dealing with drought, repairing a pond liner, and we are gathering a bunch of water lilies to bring up to BamaBass in Alabama for an installation. Let's take a look. This is the enclosure that Andrew built for the Caiman lizard. This is going to be his new home. I bought the Caiman lizard back at Crocfest back in December, and I thought, I could take care of him. I fed him, I got him the snails. I know he's arboreal, he's aquatic, he needs both. I set up a 40-gallon tank, but after about 6 weeks in captivity, he slowly started wasting away. Andrew came, we saw worms in the stools. Andrew went, got some product from the store, and he brought it back to health. Now he's bringing it back here. We're going to set up a nice enclosure for him, a nice 300-gallon enclosure. This Caiman lizard is so cool. He is fat, alert, and plump. I can't wait to get him into his enclosure. But first, Andrew has to go into the woods and collect some branches.
Crisscross him a little bit.
Yeah. So he can...
That one's a little short, but...
He can get up out of the water on a stick, in the water on a stick.
That's perfect. That's like a nice hanging one.
That is the perfect one. We might want to take a drill and go into the back of the tub, into that branch.
Yeah.
And then... Same for this point, just so that these things don't fall on him. So we're just securing the branches. That way, if it's crazy windy, if he decides to run around, and once he does inevitably get a little bigger, these branches could pretty easily fall on him, and we don't want that. So we're just securing them into the tub with some screws, drill right into it. That way he could bounce around in there, and we don't have to worry about him getting crushed. So he's still just a little guy. Yeah, that's nice. Maybe we just go 2 of those up against each other.
Yep.
One of them's in the shade, one of them's in the sun. You can climb low right above the water, and then the branches for high. It's perfect.
Do you want to put that closer to the branches so he can get up there easier?
From that? Yeah, that's a good idea.
Give him some sort of access point.
Yeah, no, that's perfect. He's not going to eat for a few days, but he'll be a little scared at first, and then he'll start to enjoy it.
He's such a neat lizard.
Yeah, they are really cool. All right, get a look at him before he goes in. He's not mean, he's just scared. What's he doing right now? He's just trying to bite me a little and tail whip a little, but he just got put in a bin and driven an hour and being changed enclosures, so he's just scared. That's all it is. He's not mean, but that's just one of their natural defenses. The tail whip, of course, the bite inside the mouth does not feel good. They use that jaw strength down there to crush down on snails, which is primarily what he'll be eating, but he does like some other seafood as well. But we'll go ahead and introduce him. Usually when they're nervous like this in flight mode, they hit the water because that's how they can evade predators. So I'll put him up high. Chances are he's gonna dive in and try to just swim off, but this is where he'll be acclimating. This is where he'll be hanging out. I fed him like probably his biggest meal ever yesterday, knowing that he'd probably fast the next 3 days while he acclimates. So he'll have time to adjust and not worry about getting lean or anything. But we'll keep interaction to a minimum over the next week so he gets comfortable, and then we'll start training with him.
What kind of things do you train him?
So at first, just target training, getting him to come up to us and take food off the tongs. That's the most important thing. And then from there, getting him comfortable with being picked up, because this lizard will get pretty big. You know, sharp nails, strong bite. We want to be able to pick him up, whether it's to interact with somebody or to clean his tub or to move him somewhere warmer on a really freezing night without him freaking out and thinking we're here to kill him and eat him. So it'll be easier for us and easier for him in the long run if he gets desensitized to things like handling, being picked up, and approaching for the tongs and whatnot.
Well, I just got back from Family Reptiles in Lakeland, Florida, and I got 22 cages, 22 reptile cages, got 880 gallon, I got 820 gallon, I got 340 gallon, and 320 gallon. 22 cages total. After we get the pickup truck unloaded, it's time to start assembling the enclosures. It takes about 20 minutes to put together an enclosure. After we open up the boxes, we simply place it and screw it together. First, we screw the sides into the bottom. Then we screw the back onto the bottom. And lastly, we screw in the top. And every enclosure has heating lamps, UV bulbs, and a thermometer. These enclosures are great.
KJ had the great idea of putting them on wheels so that we don't have to pretty much disassemble and assemble every time we want to move something around, especially with having substrate and perching and water and all of them at some point. And animals, of course, it'll be a lot easier if we can just roll this from A to B. So right now they're empty for the most part. There is a monitor in one, and we're getting ready to move a monitor into this one right here. KJ set it up this morning. So it's just got simple setup right now so we can keep a close eye on him, see how much he's eating, see what the condition of his feces looks like, easy access to the water. And then once he's settled into this, we can get fancy with it, decorate it more, put more hides, more perching, that kind of stuff, tunnels. But for the beginning, you want to keep it very simple, just so you can take as many notes on the animal's behavior and condition as you can. So right now, this white throat monitor is in this enclosure. We have some cut up tilapia here, and he's been really good lately. He's been crawling into my lap. I've been picking him up and training with him that way, kind of how we talked about how we want to do with the Cayman Lizard. So we'll see if he's willing to continue this, even though we have a little bit of an audience right now. He knows something's up. So it's totally up to him. We're not going to force anything on him. If he wants to participate, then he'll be able to do just that. Oh, look at that. He sees his food. Yeah, people say that monitors that aren't tree monitors can't climb that well, and that is BS. They are excellent climbers. So especially this little white throat, he gets to the top of this exhibit and he hangs onto the top like monkey bars. So he seems interested. He's not too nervous. Let's see if we can do pretty much a normal training session with him, and then at the very end, transfer him over, which he may not like too much, but it is a necessary evil. So we're just kind of luring him over, letting him have some freebies so he knows like just normal stuff happening. I've been working on having him crawl into my lap. And when I first started working with this monitor, he bit me about 30 times. So he's come definitely a long way. Get him to walk up on my hand so he can feel my hand under him. Sometimes he still thinks my hand is food. We're still learning the difference there. But that's why we use tools to feed him. That way, when he is big enough to have a significant bite, he doesn't mistake my hand for food. You can see my hand is just underneath him. He's checking it out. He kind of wants to bite it, but you know, I'm just leaving it there so he knows like, okay, that hand is under me. Doesn't mean he's gonna hurt me. Doesn't mean he's gonna do anything scary. He's just touching me there. So I can use that to kind of pick him up, let him eat, and then put him right back down. And then just doing simple little things like that with him on an almost daily basis, because he's eating a lot right now for a youngster, will let him trust me with time to the point where I don't have to grab him behind the neck in order to move him from A to B. He's doing really well with just coming over to my hand. And now he's not trying to flee. He's just gonna sit in my hand. We'll keep offering him some food. He might start to smell me and give me a little bite, but as long as I don't really react and scare him, he'll realize like this isn't a negative experience. So he really loves fish, small rodents. Sometimes I chop up a chicken for him, but this little guy isn't too picky.
Who's this guy? This thing loves fish so much. More so than rodents, which is surprising. But I want to get him some small quail too. It's the best thing for him. Okay, so he's definitely starting to slow down a little bit. So before his belly is all the way full, I do want to transfer him over there. Is that cage ready for him, KJ?
Should be.
So 2 months ago, this would have been impossible. This lizard would have been biting me and tail whipping me and spraying poop on me. But just by giving him little 5-minute sessions every other day, it's come a long way. There's the tail whip. He's still got it in him. Just letting me know, like, hey, my back's turned. Don't try anything funny. Eventually I'll be able to reach out and grab him without him reacting negatively, but for now, it's just him very much walking onto my hand. We're not quite at that point yet. But once we get him in the new cage, we'll keep working with him and, you know, we'll get him to that point. That way when he's big, he's just like the large black throat we have that's very social, and, you know, you can go in there and just hang out with him, pet him, do that kind of thing.
Smelling my hand. Are we gonna take a bite? Yep, just a minor little bite. He's just like, what is this? It's not food. You're gross. But it's like a test bite. He's not even really biting me. I just have the smell of tilapia on my hand, so he's like, that's a decent sized piece. I'll go for it. But in no way is he being defensive or aggressive right now. He didn't even actually bite down. Just kind of opened his mouth on me thinking I was a piece of tilapia. But all right, we're gonna start to pick him up here and we'll keep feeding him to try to keep him nice and calm while we walk. That way, no negative reinforcement. He's in there with a mouthful of food.
What's going in there now?
So this is his hide from his old enclosure. It's like it opens from the top and he likes to climb in there and he feels very comfortable in there. So KJ had the good idea to introduce that to his new enclosure. That way he acclimates a little quicker. He feels comfortable a little quicker. It's not all entirely a new environment because he's got his old hide there too. So we'll do one more piece of fish for him. We transferred him over. It's hard to tell at the moment if he's even realized what's just happened because he was so focused on the food. So the true test is if he takes this last piece or not, then he, and look at that, he could care less. So he is doing great. He's gonna acclimate in no time. And we'll go ahead and get the heat turned on for him, let him bask that big meal away, and then we'll come see him in a day or two.
We are in a drought here in Florida. Water is vital to the garden. As you can see, we run the water here about 5 days a week, and this Beccario Phoenix looks fantastic. However, we have 2 or 3 of them in a row here. This has happened to it. I'm kind of embarrassed to say I believe that is drought, and we're going to try to save it. But a problem we have is we don't know how to turn this water on. Caesar, the Caesar in Mexico, he did this with Mike a year ago, 2 years ago. Maybe lines have been cut, maybe lines have been rerouted. We got to figure out how to get water to this tree. We only irrigate here 4 or 5 months of the year, but we're in a drought. We're way behind. We need water now. We got to figure out how to get water to these palm trees. We just tried all these zones here. It looks like the pipes have been cut. So we're going to pull the black irrigation tube out of the ground. We're going to check it all and try to find the cut. We have water here, but this is a different line over here.
Yeah, this is a different line. This one runs to that sprinkler head. It goes under the road and then cuts through those bushes. But right now I'm stuck pulling apart that massive bush to see where the pipe's going because it's underground.
Any chance it's closed off on both ends?
It might be. That's where I was.
You look down there, I'll look up here. There's water in that. Okay, so we got
inline valves. I hate inline valves. Every single time there's a I should have known it.
Okay, let's see, but let's see.
And it's like all closed.
Is this
complicated irrigation systems? It's good to keep track of them. Write your systems down, put maps, draw them, otherwise you spend half a day, a morning, looking for valves.
We've got the irrigation fixed. We're gonna let the irrigation run for a few hours. There was a secondary valve that was installed, and that was off. But we found it, we fixed it. Hopefully these palm trees are gonna come back. We have several projects going on at the same time. We're trying to fix the irrigation out in the garden. We're building enclosures for the Cayman lizard and a white-throat monitor. And we're trying to fix this hole in my big 1.3 million gallon pond. This pond is 350 feet long and is about 150 feet wide. So that's almost about 1,000 feet of circumference. And I built it in 2017. It is held up great. This is the shoreline right here. And I've been very happy with it, with the exception of where I have the liner up against cement block. It's a place for rats to get in. We've had problems with holes in the liner underneath the deck by the house, and we've had a problem with holes in the liner over here. So we're gonna fix that. We're gonna take out all the cement, we're gonna get the skid steerer, we're gonna put 2 or 3 buckets of sand in its place, and we're gonna make it just like this. The liner's gonna come up, and then we're just gonna have the soil over top the liner, and hopefully keep it hole-free and rat-free. There's the hole that's been doing all the damage. This is a polyethylene liner, and again, I have no problem where I take this polyethylene liner and I put it up against soil. I have no problem at all. But if I have cement blocks and the polyethylene liner goes up against the cement blocks and the rats nest in the cement blocks, they always chew it up like this. And luckily, nothing has been fatal because this polyethylene liner is non-repairable. Nothing sticks to it. Although Julio did do something to do an emergency patch, it required him bringing a welder over here and he melted 2 pieces together. Okay. Wait, can you get any closer? I think you're loose as close as you can get. Good. Can you get closer? How close? Okay, right there. Let's do 3 buckets. So that's bucket number 1. Let's do a bucket number 2 and a bucket number 3. We're going up to Alabama to BamaBass, and this is the pot of choice. It's a 15-gallon nursery supply pot. I believe the water there is about waist deep, so this is like the perfect pot for that. Ideally with the lilies, we want to pot the lilies about 1 foot of water over the top of the pot. And that's the best for tropical lilies. They're very adaptable. They can be 18 inches over, 2 feet over the top of the pot. It can be as little as 3 or 4 inches over the top of the pot. But I think we're going to aim for 1 foot over the top of the pot. So this right here is the soil we use for water lilies. It's a manufactured soil. This is 1 part peat, 2 parts sand. This right here is a 180-day NutriCoat. We're going to put 1 4-inch cup in every pot. So we're going to fill the pots up about 1 inch or 2 from the top. And it's heavy, but I can, with my busted shoulder and stuff, I can still lift it a little bit. If it gets wet, forget it. You're not lifting this thing. At least I'm not lifting this thing. Well, this is my exotic lily pond. I'm going to grab 13 lilies, bring them up to Alabama. It's 9 o'clock in the morning, so right now the lilies are closed. But you come out here in the afternoon, all these lilies are open. It's beautiful. We are going to bring him every color in the rainbow. We're going to bring pinks and blues and purples, day bloomers, night bloomers. It's going to be magnificent. This is Missouri. This is the biggest flowering tropical lily. They get the size of a volleyball, 14 inches in diameter. And this is in a little pot. And no pond is complete with at least 1 Victoria Amazon lily. Well, we're all loaded up with lily, soil, and fertilizer, so it's off to Alabama. We will see you next week, and don't forget to like and subscribe.